So let's keep moving on here, and we have a lot of guests, and this is the headliner tonight. And so our next segment, we have Ollie and Rob joining us from an amazing partner out of the UK, CAE Labs. So first, Ollie, happy birthday! May the 4th be with you. And then I have a two-part question for you. It's been 1 year since the announcement of Cloud Monitor Catalyst. So, what have you seen in terms of customer adoption, and how has CAE been innovating around the Cloud Monitor Catalyst initiative?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much for the happy birthday. I think there couldn't have been a better birthday gift than last year of Cloud Monitor Catalyst, and really for our customers who have really been adopting it within their environment. But I think equally the excitement is on the other side of the table when we're creating this innovation into the Meraki platform. We've now got another area that we can attach our innovation to. So where you'll see some demos I'm going to run through around service assurance and environmental sustainability, a lot of that integration that we can do, and as Nico just touched on, is super exciting for us because we know that there's an opportunity to drive more value and get more capability out of the Meraki platform when it comes to the future of Cloud Managed Catalyst. But no, great question. Thanks for the happy birthday. Unfortunately, I didn't get pizza, but I have got a Hershey's bar that I will be munching on after this session. And without further ado, I'm going to pass over to my good colleague Rob, just to give us a little bit of an overview of who exactly CAE are.
Thanks, Ali. Thanks, guys. Yeah, guys, thanks for joining today. I wanted to give you a summary of who CAE were, so you knew that we weren't some tin pot company operating out of a garage. I know that good startups start that way, but for us, yes, I just wanted to give you a summary. So who are we? We are an award-winning systems integrator. We have an innovative software development function that enhances and complements Cisco Meraki solutions. Our purpose is to transform people's experiences and lives using technology to drive simpler solutions. So it's our 31st anniversary this year. We're in a healthy position, around $162 million turnover. But the reason I put that on there is we do find ourselves in a unique position in that we're privately owned. So we're not answerable to banks or compulsive boards that still allow us to react to market changes quickly and efficiently. Our employee ratio is 68 weighted towards being technically focused, which you would hope so from a systems integrator. We do have a traditional Cisco Gold badge as well, as you would hope, but we're also unique in that we are a technology partner. So our services, which Ali's going to elaborate more on, are listed on the Meraki marketplace, because we also want to help startups or established service integrators be able to drive innovations through the use of our applications and software as well. So I hope that would give you enough credibility that we are established and we are a safe pair of hands. Move on to the next slide, please, Al. So how are we made up? Well, as an integrator, you would hope that we have the professional services to design, deploy, and install and manage all the three technology pillars that we focus on, which is predominantly network, security, and cloud. And we have a number of industry-wide accolades and obviously Cisco Meraki accreditations for us to be able to continue to innovate and support our customers now and in the future. I'm going to hand over to Ali, who's going to talk to you around our CAE Labs practice. You see a common theme throughout the presentation that we're focusing on a number of outcomes at the moment, and they are commercial and operational efficiencies. How can you get more from your platforms? Service assurance, availability is key. We want to provide you with a different lens on how you can look at infrastructure insight and observability. And also we're going to show you ways in how we streamline the configuration and ongoing management of Meraki solutions. And of course, leading on from what the guys have discussed, we have a big focus and duty to support increasing sustainability as well. Thank you. Over to you, Ron.
Awesome, thanks, Ron. I really appreciate that. And I'm just going to give a little bit of a whistle-stop tour of CAE Labs. So what exactly is CAE Labs? So very much it's our innovation practice, but it's also our innovation platform. But I would say more than anything, really, it's our innovation passion for doing it differently. And this is using our kind of 30 years of expertise in delivering Cisco network infrastructure, and how we, as one of the top tier partners, can help our customers drive more value from their Cisco technology, specifically focusing on Meraki to either save on time, save on cost, increase efficiencies. But actually, this story was very much born from enterprise. So this was a bit of a eureka moment a number of years ago when we had a very large Meraki rollout to deliver. And really, the traditional kind of methods of service delivery really weren't going to kind of cut it. So we had to absolutely think differently and think more programmatically. And that's really where CAE Labs was born from. And then what we've done over the last number of years is refine that further and focus on 3 key capability pillars, or kind of areas that we are trying to build kind of what I would say repeatable solutions. So that's around integration, around automation and intelligence, but really with a key kind of mandate on simplicity, very much in line with Meraki's own ethos. Under each of these different capability pillars are these products and services that ultimately just solve these business problems that we see repeated, as well as technical challenges. And these ones that our customers have had from adoption, but also equally ourselves. So we've been really building experience-based innovation. But it all does come down to how do we deliver more good days for our customers. We absolutely love it when our innovation is adopted. And that's really why we've kind of not just woven CAE Labs into our technical practice, but actually into our overall business practice when it comes to delivering Cisco technology. But I'm super excited to kind of jump straight into a number of demos. So we've got the CAE Labs demo hub here, and really going to start with Assure. So ultimately, Assure is about how do we reduce the recovery time for an enterprise customer that might experience a service outage either through the GUI or through the API. And really, it's been built to give peace of mind and that kind of first line defense, I think, like you would with any other cloud platform. I think the best part I like about the service, because it keeps it interactive, is the biannual service proving. This is effectively where we do tabletop exercises on the disaster recovery process with a customer's IT team. So every 6 months we do war gaming. It's really interactive, but it really tests and proves the process, the people, and the integrated solution that we created called Assure. But also we're looking at it from the future perspective. As Nico mentioned earlier, 9200, 9300, 9500 is building up and backing up that important data. But the problems ultimately we're looking to achieve for our enterprise customers is rapid RTO, or recovery time objective, minimize that kind of operational and revenue losses and reduce it from weeks to minutes, providing kind of continuous protection of business critical operation data. So not just configuration data of thousands of devices and hundreds of networks and configuration templates, but also things like floor plans. No one wants to replot floor plans, but we absolutely kind of back up that area. And then ultimately, like I said, peace of mind, giving that 24/7 disaster recovery expertise hotline available around the clock to help if there should be an accidental or deliberate deletion of the devices. So quick demo. So I'm going to delete 5 networks from this environment. Could be 50, could be 500, could be 5,000. But we're quickly going to delete those from the dashboard. So effectively, within about 60 seconds, obviously, those devices are going to start obviously blinking, and next we haven't got a config, because this could be maybe a change gone wrong or an accidental deletion. But we've now got an environment that's got no configured devices, no configured networks. But we're also going to just take that a little bit step further and actually unclaim the serial numbers as well. So really kind of taking it back to basics. And then you'll see me walk through how we recover and rebuild this whole environment in a matter of seconds, rather than what would maybe take days, if not weeks. And that's if we can find the right people at the right time, and obviously up-to-date documentation. So we've unclaimed all of those serial numbers. So we've taken everything back to basics. We'll go to the overview page where you can see there's no networks remaining. So we'll receive a call on our 24/7 NOC, and this is where our NOC operator will create an incident ticket in ServiceNow, jump onto Assure, and we'll create a workspace effectively to rapidly rebuild that Meraki environment. So we'll open up the workspace. and we'll punch in the service ID. So from that particular incident that we've logged in ServiceNow, click save. And what we're then going to get is the histogram. So this is all the data that we've been continuously backing up every 10 seconds. And really kind of zooming out, we can see that, you know, we've been backing up all the changes, all the additions, or any deletions over the course of a number of weeks and months. But we're going to really hone in on just the last few minutes of that particular service outage, and double click on there to enter in the password for all the devices. So save on there, and then really the execution of that recovery is completely programmatically completed in this specific recovery strategy. And we've seen a number of customers, even recently, you know, accidental change gone wrong, or deletion of network and devices, or a building, and we've used this service to help them quickly restore back. And you can see there we've rebuilt 3 networks, now 4, now 5. Now we haven't got any devices yet, but we're going to move on to that now. So we're going to rebuild, reconfigure, re-add those 5 firewalls, those 5 switches, and a handful of access points at each of those sites. But again, if you think about it from a scale perspective, the same process absolutely is applicable. And we're quickly coming back to full service operations in a moment, once those last few firewalls and switches have been re-added back in and programmatically reconfigured. And we're back to where we were before, in a great state. So in addition to looking at this area within Assure, we've also been using that repo of data to solve other business problems, such as design governance and monitoring and tracking configuration drift. So you've got thousands of sites, thousands of firewalls. How do you make sure there's consistent gold star design? Well, we're using that same immutable data backup to run compliance checks. So we shoot into the compliance module, and what we've got is these crafted compliance rules that we've worked with the customer on to ensure that we can monitor and track any specific drift. So the one I've highlighted there is effectively pivoting all of the thousands of networks and firewalls to a single gold star design or a master clone site, and letting us know whether there might be any drift that needs to be remediated. Certainly useful and applicable for compliance such as PCI DSS, and we can then download that compliance report, feed it into a change request and to a wider part of the IT team. In addition to that, we also introduce a capability for historical compliance. So this is actually to understand, you know, when did the drift actually occur? You know, was it in the last few days? Was it a couple of months ago? So we can see when non-compliance takes place. So that's just a little bit about Assure. Now, our newest and most exciting integrated innovation that really leverages the power of the Meraki platform is Wiser Watts. Now, this is really our answer to a lot of our customers over the last 18 months about what can we do as their system integrator around their increasing energy costs and the board level kind of pressure that they're under with regards to reducing overall carbon emissions. And this is absolutely our answer to them on that. But this also looking again in the future around cloud managed Catalyst, everything that we've been crafting and creating and innovating around is going to have an applicable new architecture when we can then have influence on those Catalyst switches. So really excited about that. But really, ultimately, what we're trying to help customers with is save money by reducing the overall energy waste, and then obviously by decarbonising overall IT usage and eliminating that waste. In one case, recently, up to 57% in a few minutes was eliminated, which was awesome. But more than anything, it's about challenging the status quo. You know, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Over all of the dozens of customers I've worked with in the R&D process in the last 18 months, there was not one business where we didn't see that you could eliminate some energy waste, and it's been really great to be part of that process, that engagement with customers. But to give you a quick demo of how easy it is to obtain these savings, we've very much gone along the lines of, again, keeping it simple and frictionless with Discover, Act, and Report. But first, we're going to create a power policy. So we've got this very basic 8 till 6 power policy. We've got a tag, so we're using the real power of the Meraki platform when it comes to tags at network level, switch level, as well as switch port level. So we'll do a quick discovery of this environment, and what we'll see is that there are no energy savings today being made in the environment, but we're going to change that. So we're going to jump onto the Meraki dashboard now. Again, visualize that this could be 1,000 sites, could be 10,000 switches and switch ports, but we're just going to tag this one network for the sake of the demonstration. And then we'll jump back onto Wiser Watts. So we'll add that tag in 8 till 6. That's all we need to do at network level. But we obviously keeping it very scalable using Meraki tags. There we go. And we'll jump back onto Wiser Watts to do a rediscovery to pick up and detect that tag. What we'll see in a moment now is that tag's been detected, and we can see that there's the opportunity to save an estimated 58% in energy waste. And we've also got all of the configuration actions below to obtain that particular outcome, which is great to see when you're working with customers that have thousands and thousands of access points and don't have the time of the day to manually configure that. We've taken all of that pain away by completely automating it. So we'll push out that change. And I usually speed up my demo videos, but actually we didn't in this case. This is actually real time. Our Meraki development team in-house have been really good at getting as much efficiency out of the Meraki APIs as possible. So that's been applied now. And we'll do another rediscovery just to make sure there's no additional actions needed, and also that savings being now realized for the future. And what we'll see is the small saving that's been made in this sandbox environment. But again, if you visualize this as if you've had thousands and if not tens of thousands of access points, it really does start to stack up. But a key part of making any change is obviously the ongoing reporting and measuring the impact that you've made as part of that change. Well, we've been tracking and measuring, Cisco security vulnerabilities, field notices, licensing, as well as lifecycle alerts for many, many years with our network intelligence platform. So what we've done is we've created a sustainability module that tracks and measures the savings being made in the Cisco Meraki environment, and not just on a kind of monthly basis, but also giving the ability to track on a quarterly and an annual basis, because we know that this is going to feed into the bigger, larger ESG strategy that a business might have. So this is tapping into that data and into that change that we made as part of Wiser What. So really exciting space to be in. There's a huge amount that we're working on, which is going to potentially even 10x the savings that we've been realizing for customers to date. But again, Meraki make it easy to innovate. So moving away from our kind of package solutions is looking at custom design solutions. So this is, I would say, our most exciting area, because it's where I get to, with my team, is speak to customers and interact and do whiteboard sessions. But this is all about how do we work with businesses that want to do more with their Cisco Meraki investment, integrated logic monitor or Splunk or other Cisco solutions. And there are many benefits for customers around this, obviously getting quicker time to value, better value realization by leveraging more power of that platform, but also having more bespoke experiences for customers with their adoption of Cisco Meraki technology. But it really does start with a workshop. So that's providing that end-to-end service from conception through to implementation and support, using and leveraging our 10 years plus of Meraki-based expertise and 30 years of delivering infrastructure, as well as our award-winning development team, bringing them into the conversation to help with building that ultimate solution. And more importantly than ever is the ongoing development, continuous improvement, and bug fixes. Every month, Meraki updates their API, which is awesome. But we need to make sure that we can continually operate and support those solutions that integrate with the Meraki platform. Just to give two very quick examples of enterprise customers that we've been working with that wanted more, really was to solve a specific business problem or a specific technical challenge. So in the top right, this was about how do we provide conditional access to Azure resources across hundreds of veterinary locations, and how we could integrate with their open HR platform with Meraki and Azure AD. It was a great combination of integration. And then on the bottom left-hand side is a customer that wanted to use ServiceNow, but to dynamically, effectively track hardware and software assets. They didn't have an asset management system for their restaurants, so it was a challenge for them to track product lifecycle, implement financial controls with franchisees, support compliance activities was another one, as well as obviously keep up-to-date documentation, because project documentation gets old quickly. They're also looking to fully automate their restaurants in provisioning zero touch through ServiceNow, as well as identify kind of code anomalies across the Meraki environment. So they've got a lot of goals and ambitions around automation, but through ServiceNow directly. So creating integrated solutions is great, but what does it all mean? So I'm going to run through a quick couple of tangible impact and outcomes from our integrated innovations, and starting with reduced costs. We've done many projects now over the years where we're reducing the overall cost of adoption of Cisco Meraki technology. In this case, over $200,000 worth of engineering that was saved, in addition to the overall $1 million that was saved in service delivery by rolling out these 7,500 Meraki devices more efficiently, more effectively. Sustainable networking by using Wiser What and helping customers realize sustainable goals, such as saving $300,000 worth of OPEX and 100 tons plus of carbon emissions, again, leveraging the benefit of the Meraki powerful platform. And then service assurance, reducing the overall downtime and cost of up to 1 billion in losses in revenue and brand impact by rebuilding a business's operations back in minutes and not taking kind of weeks and months. So my presentation started and kind of now really ends with more good days and how CAE Labs are delivering many more good days for customers and how we get really excited about doing that. And it's with kind of a real pleasure I introduce Aidan from Co-op, who are one of CAE's leading customers in the innovation space. They are also one of the largest enterprise businesses here in the UK that adopted the Meraki platform way back in 2013 and really pioneering in how they've used the powerful Meraki platform really from not just a business transformation perspective, but also to generate new revenue streams, which has been really exciting to watch and see over the years. Over to you, Aidan.
Thanks, Ali. Yep, for those that perhaps aren't aware what the Co-op is, we're a large retail outlet, 2,600 retail stores, 1,000 funeral care sites, and we predominantly use Meraki throughout those locations. I think really when Ali and Rob asked me perhaps to just have a chat on here about our experience, I've been thinking about it, and I could perhaps jump into specifics, but really what I'd like to do is just go back to Rob. I think was it 2018 we needed to refresh the rather frail retail estate. 2018, and what came out there was that there's a lot of people, a lot of what I would call box shifters. They come along, yeah, we'll put Cisco in, we'll put Juniper in, we'll put whatever in, Fortinet in, and they set the network up and it would work and it'd be great. But what really, and they were pretty vanilla, but what stood out about CAE was it wasn't actually about the network. Yeah, they're going to come along, they're going to put some boxes in, but they really came with the angle of, look, we're going to give you the foundations, a platform here where you can start to gain all this very knowledgeable data that's hidden within the network so that you can use that to drive cost, simplistically cost savings, new business ideas, opportunities, even in areas that we didn't even realize are opportunities. I mean, because that really shone through, we went for CAE, and from memory, it was a dramatic 12 months, very successful, and we were able to roll out to about 2,800 sites, 20,000 networks. And we would definitely have not been able to achieve that with a lot of other vendors' products. Ali, in particular, saw this as a great opportunity to maximize Meraki's API, and we were able to harness that through, what do we call that one, Ali? Provisioning tool, don't we? CAE provisioning tool.
Yeah. Also known as Nucleus.
Oh, Nucleus. Sorry, that's the new posh name for it. But Ali was able to basically, literally, thousands and maybe thousands of hours worth of manually configuring, getting engineers to all the 2,800 sites. And he was able to basically circumvent all that through a application that pre-provisioned and configured all our networks. So we didn't need the skills at every store. We quite literally did. Sent the box, sent it to the store, and this is where the engineer had to plug it in. And it was a bit of an eye-opener for us. Spares was sick. I'm just going to let the cat out. Get out. It was a bit of an eye-opener, this, because I thought, wow, this ain't just a network. This is more than that. But it also became apparent that the majority of our partners at the time couldn't deliver. They needed the skill set, they needed the intelligence, they needed the desire to really harness these new opportunities. So fast forward a number of years, we've opened stores. The main network team, we don't even get involved now with opening new stores because of the simplicity of the provisioning tool. People without networking skill sets can deploy the network required for a new store. Whether, being totally honest, we put stores in the middle of fields for big festivals, don't get involved. So I don't know, you may have heard of Glastonbury, quite a popular festival in the UK. We open a store in the middle of the field, We don't get involved. The provisioning tool does it all. So yeah, maybe I should be worrying about my job.
Not at all. Not at all.
But just, I know I've only got a minute or two left, but just moving on, it was a real eye opener that what a mature product with a very mature, heavily invested, heavily developed, forward-thinking company in API could really give to us. So we then moved on to a number of other developments. One was the DNA show. Am I right, Ali? We were a big driver in developing that solution with you from memory.
Yeah, co-innovated it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so we helped co-innovate the DNA show, and I think I have the right in saying, Ali, that I am the first person that actually accidentally deleted a network, which we won't tell anyone about.
It does happen. I think it shows that it does happen.
I did phone Ali up and say, hey, we've got a chance now to prove that it works, so here's your chance. And thankfully, literally within 10 minutes, he had my network back up and running. And I thought, wow. So we built DNA Assure, and with me moving more into an architectural role, I really want to harness the power of the API for integrating into membership, a whole host of possibilities. And it's actually, I know I'm probably running out of time, but
it's more time.
Very simplistically, it's now up to your creativity. And oddly enough, Meraki are giving us the tools to out-develop them, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
In that we need something tailored and bespoke, and we know Meraki will give it to us, but they've got all these hoops to jump through, all these developments, all these other customers to look after. We've got an intelligent partner that will allow us to use those tools and, in effect, get us there quicker than we currently are.
Thank you, Aidan. Thank you. We really appreciate you coming on. And I think, what we wanted to do there was, again, rather than us pitching, and I appreciate you guys have been spoken to a lot in the last hour, was actually get a customer to come on and testify and qualify what we've been telling you. And just before we wrap up, look, there's a lot to take in. We've got 4 components that, we would love to speak to you more about. So, please feel free to scan the QR code to find out specifically how we can help you on your existing or future Meraki journey.